Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the BPM360 podcast. And this is a short episode. My name is Casper. I'm your host. And with me is, as always, and luckily, Russell, my friend and co-host. Russell, how are you, my friend, and what you've been up to?
Hello, Casper. Great to hear you again. Well, it's weekend already, but I've had a really busy week.
Ooh, tell me.
Yeah, so after spending 2 on-site workshop days with a customer, which was just shows how great it is just to sit down and take the time to really chew things through, and then you just get down to a next level than in comparison to scheduling 1 to 2 hour sessions and then having
Yeah,
everybody goes their ways and then comes back again, and it's the efficiency of on-site meetings is still unchallenged. The other
absolutely agree.
and talking about, say, on-site
Ooh,
touchy-feely like things, I was at the BPM&O event called
ooh,
CPO
cool.
in Cologne.
Oh,
And
nice.
that really, the last time I was there, I think it's over 10 years ago. And it was in them days, it was also, I would say, like a customer fair. They had a lot of their
Mm-hmm.
customers there. They have a big reach because they have an academy. They have certifications around BPM and maturity models. But there were quite a lot of software vendors there. So it was a good mix. The
Okay.
focus, though, was and still is very much around process management. The process of process management in its origins as we know it. So
Okay.
not so in comparison to Stuttgart, all about process. Where there's a lot more automation and other
Mm-hmm.
events that have a lot of mining in there. The people there is a big community, 30 to 50 people. So I think that is
Wow.
around process management. I would say, purely dedicated to process management. I think in Germany, in the German space, that should be the biggest
I think, yeah.
event, and definitely something with a lot of tradition. And what was great is they had, like the old botanical garden in Cologne, the Flora. It's called. It's a beautiful venue, very light. You had one big stage, a lot of chairs, and then behind that the exhibition wall. So the people weren't running out into different rooms. They
Mm-hmm.
were most of the time they were all let's say hanging together.
Okay. Oh, that's
Um,
nice.
they had master classes, so I was asked to hold a master class with one
Mm-hmm.
this Susanne from BPM&O. Short shout out to her. That was really great and fun as well. Preparing
Okay.
and old good old times. Last minute. Oh, let's do we need to do the slides. you know, and then it was 65 people just in one master class. All the master classes were booked out, and the people were really eager to tap in and discuss. And it was interesting because there was some really, really good customer keynotes, and
Mm-hmm.
and some of them around AI. And this one guy had really sat down, and I really felt for him, like in his own pastime, he built together a complete AI framework for, let's say, accelerating and speeding up process management. With
Wow.
process evaluations and documentations, and a really very super structured, lot of passion behind it. And my masterclass, I went into this topic from the angle that, say, since over a year now, I've been, digging into how can you use the newest technologies around AI for process management in the context of process management. Not so much
Okay.
analysis, but just say and I started, a year ago with some models and from Professor Chiron that we had on the show,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and to see how well AI can connect relations, although they're not modeled in the repository. So how well can it deduct without hallucinating? And from there, all the way up to building up some MCPs in make.com, providing a knowledge base by agentically having it enriched with AI use cases and providing this to some other agentic systems. So I went through this whole journey of more and more mature things, and, let's say, opened up the hood and showed a lot. And at the end, Susanna, she asked, so how many people have you in this course, in this masterclass, have actually
Mm-hmm.
gone beyond the step of just prompting, like just chatting. Yeah.
That
And
would not be much, I guess.
no, it was astonishingly little. So it's sort of like 2, 3 people, even using Notebook LM to collect a repository of knowledge, which you can then do deep dives with, anything like that. There's only this one lady from Bosch who also held a keynote. She said, yeah, she'd gone in that direction. But I would be talking about, say, from 65 people, let's say 3, 4 that dared to put up their hand and say, yeah, they've done a bit more than ChatGPT. And that just showed that there is a big, if you go to LinkedIn, the communication is like everybody's deep down, everybody's
Yeah,
vibe
yeah, yeah,
coding and
yeah.
everybody's, they don't cook coffee anymore. It's been done by an agent. And I think so for one big question is we have to tap in that with maybe with a guest sometime who has a bit of
Okay.
insight there. How much is like just even LinkedIn just a hype? How much is there real substance on people getting beyond the normal prompt? And there's a lot of people trying to make money with, I can tell you the best system prompt that'll change your world. And there's
Yeah,
certain
I've seen those.
contexts where there is a big value. So, I told you about that AI use case.
Mm-hmm.
That it collects use cases and then maps it against business flows, our process model, and I did an evaluation not too long ago. So it's collected 100 use cases over the last I don't know, month. Yeah, so it's
Okay.
always searching the internet and then it creates a new one. I make sure I don't have any duplicates in there. Always look at that they have a reference as well that I can look up on.
Mm-hmm.
And the most processes, of course, where you'll see some things that the use cases are popping up around campaign to order and lead to cash. So around the
Mm-hmm.
customer services and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Then you have classical document management around a purchase order
Yeah, of
and
course. Procure
invoices.
to
So
pay. Yeah.
accounts payables
Yeah.
coming in and matching that, and a couple of other things around finance. So, and I would say a bit like process mining. Yeah, but purchase to pay, highly standardized. And there are a lot of like rules that go beyond a standard process. So you get an invoice and it has to be mapped. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot could go wrong and it could be a mismatch in the contractual terms, blah, blah, blah. So that's where a lot of human in the loop was working before in the normal process. So it's not always
Yeah.
straightforward. So catching these exceptions was really good. Now, going down to planning, production execution, plant maintenance, I think that there's been a lot of predictive models in the past, but you don't see so many LLM, let's say
Yeah.
AI analytics, or let's say AI skills being used there yet. But that's why I think there's a lot of potential. So
Cool.
so that definitely was then, and then I had another privilege, and I'll really short it down because we want to keep this as a short. So
Yeah.
I was invited to we did a live podcast recording on the main stage, and
Oh, nice.
that was on Friday. Again, Susanna and we got some chairs. They've never done that before. I've never done this before. It was, well, we did it Sellers Fair, but it was a bit more intimate there. So it wasn't like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
super exposed and all this. It was very good fun. So the lessons learned is don't look into the audience, just look at your counterpart you're talking to. And then after a couple of seconds, you get into this divide feeling like when we're talking. So
Yeah, exactly.
and
Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
everything's fine. That was good fun. And I think everybody enjoyed it. And it was like a bit of a laugh, actually.
Was
Yeah.
it just you and Susanna that recorded the podcast, or did you have guests on stage?
No, we were thinking about, they all chickened out. Nobody wanted to
Yeah, you
go
gotta
to
be
the.
kidding me. Oh.
So we said, who are we going to ask? We said, no, don't ask me. I'd forget. I'm not going on. You call me up any time. We'll do a recording. But, it's like the one take. It's like, theater, you can learn your role. And then there's the Germans call it Improvisationstheater,
Yeah, yeah.
improvisation theater.
Yeah.
And that's a different, so, podcasting is a lot of improvisation.
Improvising. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Improvising, exactly. Yeah, I'm always
Absolutely
taking
right.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. And anyway, that was great fun. The party on Thursday was great. Everything was really good. No, so I really enjoyed it. It's also talking to the vendors there. A real harmonic get together. and a lot of honest talks. I mean, so a lot of reality checks, nobody just, nobody up there marketing, but real people, what they do, what challenges they have, how do they overcome them. A lot of discussions there. So awesome,
Just a
awesome event.
just a practical question, Russell. If somebody gets really interested because of this little short video and they want to join next year, you better shape up your German, I guess, right? Was it in German or was it in English?
Yes. It was a very what do you say? If I say it was a very German event, it was a very, from a language perspective, very German event. I would say from
Okay,
the whole friendliness and so, no, it was really cozy. No, it was definitely something from a target group. I would say, yeah,
cool.
German
Then
speaking.
I'll put it in my agenda for next year.
Yeah,
My German
Caspar.
should be good enough for that.
Next year we're gonna have you on the stage and everybody can. Germans love Dutch speaking German.
Really?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Oh boy, I'm not Rudy Karel. We know that. We already established that. All right, let's keep it at that, Russell. Thanks for sharing your experiences, and I saw the LinkedIn post that you were doing a masterclass, so I was really proud of my co-host. So I reposted that. It's like, okay, cool. This is what we're supposed to do. I got an event coming up this week, so we can do the same thing there.
Cool.
Although I'm not presenting anything, I'm just a participant this time. But we'll talk about that later on. For now, thanks for joining in this little short video. And Russell, speak to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Cheers.